Hi guys, welcome back to the 401 Files. My name is Ben. I create content here on the 401 Files with everything that you could consider to be thought-provoking. This covers Bigfoot, the UK wildman, extraterrestrials and UFOs, and even the paranormal. Now if you are new here to the channel, please do consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up and drop down in that comments box below. If you want to get an idea of what I'm about, then you can also head back to my older videos where you'll see that I'm out spending a lot of my time on the North Yorkshire moors here in the UK. I spend a lot of time there because that's where a lot of these claims come from. A lot of these reports are coming straight from the North Yorkshire moors of the UK wildman, UFOs and extraterrestrials. So if you are interested in those explore videos where I get out to these hotspots of all these different weird and wonderful phenomena, then please, like I said, do go back to my older videos, check them out and consider subscribing. So this next piece of footage that I'm going to share with you guys, hopefully you will enjoy. We're going to dive into it and dissect it as best we can. I found it quite interesting. I'm not sure what it was. I'm not saying it's a UFO. Well, by the definition again of the word UFO, I guess that's exactly what it is, but I'm not saying that it was little green men flying around in this thing, but it's definitely an interesting piece of footage, made only more interesting by the fact that it's CCTV footage. There's always something about CCTV footage that makes something that bit more creepy, and maybe that comes from the X-Files. As a kid growing up watching the X-Files, the opening scenes there of the figure walking down the hospital hall all look like CCTV footage, so who knows why closed circuit television makes things more creepy, but it definitely does in my opinion. So that's what we've got here. This piece of footage was filmed in Moscow on the 4th of March 2019, and yeah, it is interesting. I'm going to let you guys be the judge of what you think this is. Please do drop down in the comments box below to share your thoughts and opinions. And as we always do now guys, with these types of videos, the first half of this video will be me playing this video through in its entirety from start to finish, just so you guys can see what I saw when I first stumbled across this floating around on the internet. And then the second half, after that's finished, will be me giving you guys my thoughts and opinions as to what I think. So sit back, grab yourself a coffee, stay tuned, and I'll see you at the end. Hi guys, welcome back. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching that piece of footage there. When I first saw this, I thought to myself that that is super weird, and I'll tell you why I thought that. Because instinctively at first I thought this was an insect, but if you pay close attention in the surrounding areas around this thing, off to the left, off to the right, you will see that there are in fact other insects in this shot. The difference is that none of them are anywhere close to the size of this thing glowing, and the luminosity of those insects are just what you'd expect to see. Very dimly lit, leaving little streaks of light as they fly around or flutter around. This thing is not doing any of those things, and it's emitting such a bright light that it's either illuminating from the inside outwards like a light bulb, or it's made up of some kind of reflective material. I'm not sure what that may be. Is that some kind of a defense mechanism to protect itself from CCTV footage? We know that a lot of these cameras in today's world use infrared light, basically the camera will give a burst of infrared out that picks up the image in front of it. Now, if you've got a craft or some kind of material that's reflective, that light is going to bounce back and hit the camera, and all you will see is the glow. You won't see any detail or outline of what it is that you're looking at. So maybe that's what this is, who knows, but it's definitely, in my opinion, not an insect. Another great part of this footage that I loved was that there's references all over the place. If you look in the car park on the road there, just off in the distance, I will highlight them for you guys to see, there is clearly traffic cones. And on those traffic cones is reflective strips. We can see that because they're reflecting and the light from the camera is bouncing back, making them glow. There's also the bollards that are cemented into the ground. They've got a reflective strip on and they're glowing. Now this object that's flying around, that looks controlled, that's glowing, is either equal or brighter than those things, which tells us that either this object is reflective, either metallic or some kind of a shiny material that's going to reflect light, or it's emitting its own light. But it's definitely brighter than everything else around in that surrounding area, just as the cones are and just as the bollards are. The speed of this looks controlled, the way it moves looks controlled, and it almost looks like there's some kind of intelligence to where it's moving. If you pay close attention, it's almost skirting the edges of surfaces and going just over and under railings. That was my first impression. This looks really, really strange. I'm not sure what this is, but in my opinion right now, this is not an insect. Now, there is another part of this footage that I want to share with you guys and bring it to your attention. The way I found it, the way this was advertised on the internet when I discovered this piece of footage, was something along the lines of cat runs away from UFO. In the bottom left hand corner, and I will point this out for you guys to see this, something moves, and this is what people are saying was a cat. Now this object, this glowing thing that we've been watching on the CCTV footage, seems to show an interest in this object, whether it be a cat or something else. Who really knows at this point? It's not really that clear. I mean, you can't make it out and say yes 100% that was a cat that was running away from this thing. Who knows? All I do know is something moves, and we've got to think about it. Like, if there was a craft or a UFO, some kind of visitors from another planet, would they show an interest in something like a cat? Absolutely. In my opinion, I believe they would. But is this a cat that we're seeing here on the footage? I don't know. You guys be the judge. But this glowing object, whatever it may be, seems to show an interest for a brief moment at this object moving. Right guys, thank you for sticking this one out with me. Hopefully you've all enjoyed this piece of footage that came from Moscow. It's a very interesting piece of footage. What it was, I'm still not sure. Was this a UFO? If we go by the true definition of the word, then I guess it really was. Was it little green men flying this thing? I don't know. I'm not going to assume anything at this point. I just love finding pieces of footage like this that I can share with you guys, just so then you can come back to me with your thoughts and opinions, because it's always really nice to hear what everybody else thinks. It's very difficult to bounce off different people with things like this, so I'm very fortunate that I've got a great group of people here on the 401 Files that I can bounce back and forth with, sharing different thoughts, theories and opinions, and no doubt you guys will all drop down in the comments box below and let me know what you thought. It's been a pleasure guys. As I always say, please do look after yourself wherever you are in the world, and stay tuned for more footage coming real soon. Hit that bell icon so you don't ever miss any of my future content. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for sticking with me guys. It's been a pleasure. Take it easy. Goodbye for now.